I'm trying to go back to when I first came here as a school. And what is it that started the school? What is it that keeps us going? We're a very philosophy-based educational learning center. And what we mean by that is, for us, everything begins from where the child is. It's really knowing who your child is and understanding where they are developmentally, and then supporting them along the way. We're not looking at what are they doing at other schools. We're not pressuring them that they have to be at a certain place when they're 5, when they're 10, when they're 8 years old. The program is really meant to be a program where you come in and you go through the entire program. As an educator for over 35 years, I find that much of what we're doing in education today isn't looking at the individual child. We're getting too caught up in more a fear-based society. That's where I come from, and it's not that way. I used to always use the word faith. Just have faith in your child, and we were beat down for a period of time. And I said, no, that is where we're coming from as educators. We know that your children just need their own time. Your child is a complete person when they come here. And our job is to find out who are they, what do they need, and how can we best support them. And we began this school, it's a very play-based education environment. And what does that mean? Everything is inherent in play. So if you come into any one of our classrooms, they're loud places. There's a lot of action going on, and everything comes down to how are we interacting as a community. Izzy said it the other day that when she comes in through that gate, she feels that this is her second home. What we want as teachers is to be able to look at each one of your children as if it was our child. That when you come here, you're giving us that trust to be able to take care of your child while they're here, and that's much more than any academics. We're all going to get the academics, and we're all going to get academics at a time that we're ready for it. If you're not in a place of safety and trust, and you feel comfortable with people, nothing else matters. With your children, you know the most important thing for them is their birthday and the holidays. So it's really about their friendships. And if they have those friendships, if they feel they're connecting with other children, that you know their name, you know what they like to do, then they're open to doing whatever it is that they need at that time. Our educational background is really in child development and knowing what the children need and knowing they take a while to get there. It's a spiral of going forward, going backwards, and going forward. I think of this place as it will challenge you. It's not a clean place to be. Today it looks great. We've had an opening and it looks really nice. You'll see the school look like this 3 times a year. And then it's not. There are over 150 people that are at this school going in and out. Everyone uses the school. The moms and dads work here, the children work here, the teachers work here.
It is very much a family and a home because nobody does their dishes. They all around.
And it does come down to that of how do we come together as a community. And when I was joking about that, it feels like we're just having one of our class or community meetings here, is because we have meetings about everything. If there's any kind of disagreement, children are having a hard time, they know. They'll come up to us and say, Tony, I need to have a meeting. It's
Those
how we
toilets
solve
weren't
it.
flushed for 4 months, and we had Eliza, mom's not in here, but she was doing research on how to get the kids to not hit the
Not to
seat,
pee on the toilet.
not to pee on the
Right,
toilet,
yeah.
and then to flush. So she was researching on Amazon with another parent. There were little targets, there were little plastic pieces that she wanted to buy, and she would bring it each week to the community meeting. There's still pee on the toilet, and this is what we can do, but they find solutions, and they're very comfortable, and it is very much like a family.
I'm trying to think about some of the other things that make this place so different. For me, what's important here is that it is a relationship-based child-centered learning environment. It's not going to be the school where you're gonna see worksheets taken out or tests given. Children aren't on a time basis. Everything is interactive, engaging. You're gonna have children that are doing different things at the time that we might be doing activities. In the youngest program, it's really set up as children deciding what they would like to do, when they would like to do it. And in the older programs, there are set periods that we focus on, whether it's science, we have history, math, workshop, cooking, art going on. That doesn't mean that all the children are going to want to do the same thing at the same time. We find a way for each child to enter into the program. What we find is that as we become adults, our greatest difficulty is how do we interact with one another and communicate. It's not so much on what your skills are on anything, but more on how can you work with other people. And that is, I would say, the very essence of this school is how do you work with others? How do you take that different perspective taking and have another point of view? And it's a challenge. Like, every day we are challenged as adults at the school. And it is remembering that when they're challenging us, it's an opportunity for all of us to learn. As an adult at this school, you're going to be forced to examine where you're coming from. What are your perceptions that you've already formed before you came here? And to really come in each day with fresh eyes and be able to see the individual